From Drop Biscuit Studios and the people who brought you Wondery's Inside Jaws, Inside The Exorcist, and Inside Psycho comes You Talking to Me? Bite-sized Hollywood history with plenty of bite. It's the narration everyone hated. Harrison Ford's voiceover tacked onto Blade Runner. That cleared up a lot of confusing plot, didn't it? This is You Talking to Me? I'm Mark Ramsey. When Ridley Scott's sci-fi classic Blade Runner first hit theaters in 1982, the response was mixed. Viewers and critics alike recognized that the movie was a visual spectacle, but why was it so slow and confusing? The critic from the LA Times actually dubbed it Blade Crawler. The suits at the studio predicted some of this response. Simplify, clarify, they said, but how? At this stage, reshoots are way too expensive. Just add a voiceover. And so they did. And Harrison Ford hated it. I went kicking and screaming to the studio to record it, he said, and boy, oh boy, does it sound like that. When studio execs, the folks who asked for the voiceover, heard it, their response was somewhere on the spectrum between perplexed and irritated, much like Ford's. The voiceover's terrible. The audience will fall asleep. He sounds drugged. Were they all on drugs when they did this? It's an insult. The movie gets worse every screening. The kicking and screaming showed. Here's how Harrison Ford explains his eternal annoyance with the voiceover. When we started shooting, it had been tacitly agreed that the version of the film that we had agreed upon was the version without the voiceover narration. It was a fucking nightmare. I thought that the film had worked without the narration, but now I was stuck recreating that narration, and I was obliged to do the voiceovers for people that did not represent the director's interests. Those people, by the way, are called producers. Dragged, kicking and screaming. Thanks to the vote of history, Blade Runner has gone on to achieve the status of a classic, and that's why in 1992, a director's cut was released that, among other things, excised the controversial voiceover, condemning it forever to the dustbin of history. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever the heck you're listening right now, and get up off your ass and rate us 5 stars, won't you? That's You Talking to Me? I'm Mark Ramsey.